Good morning, everyone. This is Father Nate, missionary priest in Italy, and today is Saturday, August 24th of 2024, and today we're celebrating the feast of Saint Bartholomew, Apostle. So the Gospels proper to that feast, it comes to us from the first chapter of John's Gospel, verses 45 through 51. Philip found Nathanael and told him, "We have found the one about whom Moses wrote in the law, and also the prophets, Jesus, son of Joseph from Nazareth." But Nathanael said to him, "Can anything good come from Nazareth?" Philip said to him, "Come and see." Jesus saw Nathanael coming toward him and said of him, "Here is a true child of Israel. There is no duplicity in him." Nathanael said to him, "How do you know me?" Jesus answered and said to him, "Before Philip called you, I saw you under the fig tree." Nathanael answered him, "Rabbi, you are the Son of God. You are the King of Israel." Jesus answered and said to him, "Do you believe because I told you that I saw you under the fig tree? You will see greater things than this." And he said to him, "Amen, amen, I say to you, you will see heaven opened and the angels of God ascending and descending on the Son of Man." Today we celebrate the feast of Saint Bartholomew. That Bartholomew literally means son of Ptolemy, right? Bartholomew, like son of Ptolemy, right? Who has been identified with Nathanael. So it's a great day to celebrate and give thanks to God for all people who possess such a wonderful and great name and who share it with such an excellent heavenly patron. But in reality, we know very little about Bartholomew's life before, during, or after the Gospels. Some traditions try to identify him with the young spouse at the wedding at Cana, but the evidence for such a move is weak. The tradition holds he preached the gospel in the Middle East, facing martyrdom in Syria. Another tradition places him in India, which is not the Middle East. So, again, a very sort of confused tradition. But with this in mind, with this background, today's gospel holds two lessons for us, be it as religious or as Christians. First, notice that Nathanael's vocation begins with a challenge. Philip explains that he has met the Messiah. Nathanael gives a famously harsh response, "Can anything good come from that place?" But Philip merely replies, "Come and see." Come and see. Commenting on this passage, Pope Benedict XVI writes that our knowledge of Jesus needs, above all, a first-hand experience. We ourselves must then be personally involved in a close and deep relationship with Jesus. We need to have a close relationship with Jesus, right? We must always seek to know him more and more. And again, this is what we see in the gospel. In 7 short verses, Nathanael goes from saying, "Can anything good come from Nazareth?" to saying, "Rabbi, you are the Son of God. You are the King of Israel." To which Jesus replies, "You will see greater things than this. Amen, amen, I say to you, you will see heaven opened and the angels of God ascending and descending on the Son of Man." So part of this growth comes from knowing and believing that God knows us perfectly. He knows everything about us and wants the best for us. This is what Jesus shows when he makes that remark about the fig tree. And regarding the fig tree, Pope Benedict says, "We do not know what happened under this fig tree. It is obvious that it had to do with a decisive moment in Nathanael's life." It's true. We have no idea why that reference would make such a big deal to Nathanael, but for whatever reason, Jesus knew. I mean, Jesus knows because he's God, but for whatever it was, Jesus said, "I saw you under the fig tree." And Nathanael knew, okay, this is a man that knows everything about me. And that's true not only of Jesus' knowledge of Nathanael, but also of God's knowledge of each one of us. Now, the second lesson that we can pull from the life of Bartholomew is from his death. We know that he was skinned alive and then crucified. This, interestingly enough, makes him the patron saint of cheesemakers, right? Because they say the knife he was skinned alive with resembles a cheese grater. Just think about that the next time you put some grated cheese on your food. That torture, that horrible thing, turned out to be his greatest glory, yes, and also his greatest glory. I suppose that's true too. For instance, in art, You can always tell who Nathanael is because of this, right? In the Duomo of Milan, the statue of St. Bartholomew is depicted with his flayed skin draped over him. Or in the Sistine Chapel, the St. John Lateran, and so many other churches, his flayed skin is his hallmark, right? He's like holding it. Sometimes it's draped over him. Sometimes he's got it in his arms. Sometimes he's just like carrying it like a suit. So we can see here the truth of the words of St. Paul in his letter to the Romans. He says, I consider that the sufferings of this present time are as nothing compared with the glory to be revealed for us. What was Nathanael's greatest suffering became his glory. This is a good reminder for us too, especially every day, when there's those little annoyances that tend to, how shall we say, get under our skin. Today, as we celebrate the feast of St. Bartholomew, we can ask ourselves about our own relationship with Jesus Christ. How have we responded personally to Christ's invitation to follow him? Do we try to find him in everything, even in the most unpleasant tasks and difficult people? So today, let's ask for the grace through the intercession of St. Bartholomew and Mary, Queen of the Apostles, to attach ourselves more firmly to Christ, the one who we can truly and entirely trust.
Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed hearing the gospel and homily, I invite you to share it with someone you know who may also find it rewarding, and also to subscribe to the Catholic Voice channel. Please see in the description below if you would like to receive a text message for each daily gospel and homily. Please also keep our missionary priests throughout the world in your prayers. Thank you, and God bless.